Everybody ready? Let's talk about.
And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. Everybody involved in this on the street level was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1. Looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected or put some black woman in charge of the police force. And we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers.
What's up, you guys? So that was Jason Whitlock talking about black single mothers, okay? Now, he's coming across like the reason why Tyre Nichols was off was because he was raised by a black single mom. And a lot of the things that go on in society is because of single black mothers. Well, Mr. Whitlock, stop stereotyping and stop making it seem like black single moms are the ones that's causing these problems, because they're not, okay? You have black fathers that are in their kids' lives. Some married, some not. Some raised their kids. But these black fathers that are in their kids' lives, they do as much junk as the ones that are raised by single moms. So let's make that be known. You see this black father right here? He and his wife and his son, they're the ones that's responsible for PNB Rock's demise, okay? A black father that was in his son's life. And what did he do? He was the getaway driver. So don't tell me about black single moms raising monstrous black men. Lil Boosie bad behind, okay? Single black dad in his son's life. And what did he do? Got him a stripper for his birthday, okay? So don't tell me that black single mom are the worst things that could happen. You have these guys that do just as bad. And yeah, I'm using these stereotypical kind of guys. They're not upstanding, but I'm quite sure when he's talking when Jason Whitfield is talking, he's talking about these stereotypical women. The women from the hood, the Shaquitas and all those folks. That's who he's talking about. He's not talking about upstanding black women. And here we have D. Wade, black father in his daughter's life with his wife. And yet, what is his daughter known for? Right. You don't know anything else about this child except for this child's gender issues. How's the kid doing in school? You don't know any of that. Only thing you know is about this agenda that's being pushed by this father and his wife on this kid. Zaya isn't even 18 yet. And you know her full sexual history. She has a boyfriend/girlfriend. Anything in the sexual life of this child, we know because of this dad that's in his child's life. Okay? Here we have the number one top father of the year. He's in his kid's life. He raised his son, and his son is a damn menace. Every other day you hear his son done did something wrong. His son done on the internet, pulling out guns, doing things he shouldn't be doing. But yet, it's a black woman's fault, right? You have a black dad in the household. You know, it's very irresponsible for Jason Whitlock to sit up on any platform and spew all this hate and this negativity about the black single mom. What about the black fathers that chose to not be a part of their sons' lives? and the black woman stayed there and raised the kid. That's a big enough responsibility. Black fathers can walk away all the time. They know what they're getting into with these single moms, with these ratchets, with these women that Mr. Whitlock is portraying as the ones that's making society so bad. What about these dads that just want one night stands? What about their responsibilities in this? It's not all about the single black moms. The black fathers need to take some responsibility too for their own actions. Yes, we do have some single black mothers that cause destruction and are not good, that are a cancer to our community. But then you have those outstanding ones that raise great human beings that become on to be leaders by themselves, without a handout, without food stamp, working 3 or 4 jobs. But again, Mr. Whitlock, why don't you open our eyes to the single dads that don't want to be in their kids' lives, that just want to spread their seed and leave. Let's talk about that part of it. What about those that leave these kids to their own destruction so they won't learn how to respond to authority figures? Don't do that to the black community. It's just sad that everything gets thrown on the black woman. No matter how hard we try, no matter what we do, it's always a problem for the men. And it's easy for them to say anything, but I don't see them trying to make things any better, especially like a Jason Whitlock. How about you be a big brother to these destructive black males that these horrible single women are raising? Instead of talking about them, how about you have programs to show them a way to be better in the communities? This man ticked me off because he just This man ticked me off because what he said make it seem like it's a blanket statement on the black woman, the single black moms. And there's a lot of black moms, like I said, that are a cancer to our community. But there's black moms that try their hardest, that work darn hard and make sure that their kids are not a statistic. But we're the black fathers that need to step up and stop running the block and not being in their kids' life. Let's put some pressure on them too. This is probably why a lot of black men grow up the way they are, because they don't have pressure of being the father. It's always, you grew up with your mom, the single mom, it's her fault. Put some pressure on these single black men to do better. And maybe we won't have black kids, black men that don't respect authority. It's okay to blame the women for everything. But what about this father that is out here committing crimes with his teenage son? Or one that's getting his son oral sex for his 18th birthday? And you have another father here whose kid don't know the sexuality, can't teach him right from wrong before 18. And yet another father who's more worried about his daughter's hymen than his son's destruction, smoking weed and doing God knows what. Yeah, it's easy to throw it on the black woman because you don't want to hold the black men accountable. Each one teach one. And instead of throwing one side under the bus and making it a woman versus men issue, how about you teach the fathers how to be better fathers? And newsflash, these black men are making white women single white women too. Single white mothers who are raising these mulatto bad behind kids too. So what you gonna say about that? When are you going to hold the fathers responsible at that point? The black fathers responsible at that point? Because now the black men are moving to the white and the Latino women. And they're making them single mothers too. So when their kids become on the news and you hear all this stuff about their kids, is that when you're gonna hold them responsible? Anyway, let me get off of here because this is ticking me off. We'll talk about it more in the comments. Peace.